live stream. Gonna wait for a few people to come up. 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven today. Just gonna wait to see if anybody pops up. Ugh. I took a little spin. I took a little spin. There we go. Ain't nobody up. Either people getting tired of my channel, or maybe I'm getting shadow banned. Do. What up, what up? I'm in. Hope so. XPR. Well, the atom is king. The atom is king. That's what I feel. So that's what I see. We gonna see. Woo, XPR. What a token. What a token. Literally everything. All the money. Today's 7-Eleven. I guess we're gonna see if any news pops up. They were thinking like maybe an event or something like that. I was watching something. They said that 7-Eleven connects to 9/11. I'm not too sure how, but that's what they say. So I'm expecting some big things to be happening. I lost the page. I was on Twitter and I was looking at this thing, and like I said, I think week 31 and 32 are going to be very informational. Maybe events or something. Something has to go on around that time. I showed you a few things when I was showing you on the Iron Man decode. I didn't finish it. Maybe I'll do part 2 later today. Yeah, we're waiting for Roy. See if Roy actually came up with that telegram. But if he made that group up. Yeah, we're all waiting on Roy. Is Proton, let me see. Let's see, all good. Express King. What up from the lowlands? Thank you. Stock market crash. I think the stock market crash might happen week 31, week 32. That's what I think. If not, then I would say maybe September then. It's either week 31, 32 or September or November. So, but I really feel strong about August time. I think August time is going to be one of the highlights of 2024. The last day of July, I think is July 30th. Let me see, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Well, we got 31 days in July. So, anyway, we're going to see. Week 31 and week 32. That's all I'm going to say. Week 31 and week 32. Let's see what that has in store for us. Because I think that the Big Bang is coming up. I thought the Big Bang was May 23rd. So when I did a little more decoding, it said go in reverse. So when we went in reverse, we fall now into into August 8th, August 9th. I think it was August 9th to be exact. So this should be very interesting. As you know, also, Back to the Future, they travel back into time. So they go backwards as well. So a lot of reversal stuff and backwards stuff plays a part. So again, week 31 and week 32 is coming up super fast. I I think it's the first, definitely the first two. It's a little bit at the end of July and like a week and a half into August. So we're gonna see what goes on there. Let me see. What else is anybody else saying on here? Where's the Proton Simpsons decode? Well, you could go back and look. There's a few of them that I already put up. I was hoping that Roy would pop up on here. He's actually been coming up on my lives. But funny enough, today, when we were all waiting for the room to talk about the lobster wallet, nowhere to be found. So if you do catch up to this, Roy, maybe you can add it in the comments when this is loaded up. I'm gonna just go back and I'm gonna do the second part of that Iron Man decode. As you can see, as I showed you some of the parts, they the 7 on the hand, the blood. So I'm thinking that there might be a crash. Could be at the end of July, maybe 7:30, 7:31. I don't know. But on 7/3, which is that God Day, right? Is 7/3. We did bring, well, they did show that Asia, Japan came out with new notes, and I'm sure that those banknotes are backed with precious metals. So, G.I. Joe decodes. I did one, I think, a while back, very like toward the beginning of my shows, and I think I might start getting into that because I was reading something and it was showing a connection of G.I. Joe actually being like real life stuff, like worldwide governments and stuff like that, playing out in cartoons. So maybe I'll have a look at G.I. Joe and see what that's about. But I know G.I. Joe did talk about yeah, I'm gonna show you. Hold on a second. I took some screenshots. So I'm gonna do my decode. And don't be asking me episodes, this and that. There's only one season of G.I. Joe. Go through it and check it out. But let me show my screenshots here. All right, hold on a second. You see that? G.I. Joe. You know when this cartoon came out? I believe it came, I think it came out in 1985 or 83. Yeah, it's 83, I think. That's how far back they were thinking. Let me read this here. Do you think Twitter X and Metallica will combine or maybe use their services? If you're asking me, I do believe that, I always said this, Elon will use Proton. Elon will use Proton. Elon will use Proton. I've been saying that for quite a while. That's what I feel. And again, just look at the similarities. You have X.com, Twitter, they have @ names. You got WebAuth Wallet that have @ names. As sending money as easy as sending an email. I'm just saying, you can see it for yourself. Again, Twitter has @ names. WebAuth has @ name addresses. The big objective was to send money as easy as an email. XRP does not, at the moment, send money easy as an email. XLM, I'm not too sure. But as of right now, I'm going to say I don't think that it does that neither. But I would not sleep on XLM. But you do have XPR that you can move money with @ names. So I think on the Stellar wallet, on the Lobster wallet, if you looked, I think you could even send money through phone numbers and emails if I'm not mistaken. So I'm just giving you a little pre-show of the G.I. Joe. But as you can see, he was showing you on the computer, the dollar bill. There's your currency. We've been talking about gold. As you can see, the X's is all there. And they've been talking about the Jubilee, right? Money raining down. So you got, I don't know if you've seen it, but you see you got the army in there. And then you got the snow. Avalanche. Who's connected to Avalanche? Diamonds, gold coins, falling from the sky. What up, 777? Let's see. Again, I apologize about these lives. These lives are just really trying to get some information and communicate with you guys so I can have a little better content. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Let's see what anybody else is saying. Do you think Twitter X? I already answered that. Okay, I also think the same, mate. Talking about Lobster Wallet. Yeah, but see, my thing is, it says, once it goes live in March 2025, it's a wrap. My personal opinion, try to accumulate as much as possible. See, my thing is that everybody is thinking the same way. Like 2025 is going to be the time it goes live. So, again, I'm always the one that tries to think like, are they going to try to catch us off guard? Are they trying to lead us into a certain direction and then pull us from there? I'm always trying to think out of the box because, you know, we get too compliant and we think that they lay these things out for us way easy. Now, again, 2025, most likely, maybe, probably. But since everybody's thinking about 2025, everyone maybe is not buying yet. You know, they still think they have time and maybe they even run out of time. So, in my opinion, I think that something has to happen this year. Something has to happen this year. The reptiles, the dragons, we have all these other dragons, the House of Dragons. I don't know. There's a bunch of other shit that connects to dragons. Been watching the news lately. They've been making fruits, and funny enough, they always add blueberries. So if you know the connection to blueberries, it connects to depression. That's why I'm also thinking a crash. But there was quite a few of those salads that had dragon fruit in it. So again, 2024, all the dates lining up. The movies kind of linked with this year as well, as I showed you with Enemy of the State, Meet the Fuckers. All these things are affiliated, I feel, with the financial system. So 2024 has to be. There was another episode also with Bart Simpson. He had a tattoo of a dragon that he was pointing to. So I'm assuming something has to happen this year. August is probably like my biggest month. Since May, nothing happened May, then August has to be my biggest month as of right now. And if there's definitely got to something happen in August. I don't know. I feel it through my bones. I feel it through everywhere. August, there's some shit going on in August. But November time, yeah, get ready. And I think between August and November time, that's when I think escalations of events, boom booms, scare tactics, all those things I think are going to follow between August all the way up to November. And I'll say it here too. November is the 333 day. I'm sorry. Thanksgiving. November is a month. Thanksgiving Day, which is November 28th, is the 333 day of the month. Now, if you follow Marshall Hayner, he actually, and I think Metallica's Twitter account, one of those accounts, they actually tweeted a car with the number 333 on it. Okay? So that car, 333, and then Marshall did some other type of tweet. I don't know what he did, but I checked the timestamp, and the timestamp kind of lined up with what I was thinking about. So the 3 X's, remember, you see the 3 X's, you get turkey, right? On bowling, you get turkey. So from that, you get XXX. Should it be XLM, XRP, and XPR, XDC? I don't know. But you get the XXX. I noticed that. And that is on Thanksgiving Day. Thanksgiving Day, you eat turkey. And bowling, when you get 3 strikes, you get a turkey. So, again, this is my lineup, my roadmap of events for 2024. Maybe something toward the end of July, some type of event. If not, August is going to be one of the biggest ones. And if I was to guess, to be scare tactics and Mother Nature damage. Okay? So, thinking about hurricanes and tornadoes and all that other craziness. Just think about this. If the bigger ups came and was like, all right, we want to put new technology into your neighborhood, most likely people are going to be like, we don't want that shit. Leave us the way we are. We don't want that shit. But if you modify the weather, I'm not saying they're doing it, but I'm just saying if you modify the weather and you create the greatest storms and you wipe out lands and knock out buildings and take out the indigenous people's places, then the people would not fight with the higher ups about putting new technology in. They will be begging for the higher ups to be building the new technology for them because they will be homeless. Understand? So that's just my angle of things. The modification of Mother Nature being influenced by other people, causing damages to lands around here, will have everybody begging for new technology to be built. That's just my perspective on it. All right, let's see. Anybody else saying anything else? I read today India and Russia both working together to boycott the dollar. Everyone is working together to boycott the dollar. Now, think about it. America, from my understanding, America took the dollar and used that as a tool, an intimidating tool, I should say. And they kind of forced everybody around the world to use the American dollar. Then they actually used that dollar to try to put countries under wraps. Now, if you were in a country, wouldn't you be pissed off if you're like, why can't we use our own currency in our own country? Why do we have to use the American dollar? Right? So you got all the people around the world, right, who they can't even use their own currency. They got to use another currency, and sometimes they got to go walking miles and miles just to convert that currency over so they can get something to eat. Also, most of these countries are getting beat down by us, and America, we like, oh, can we do this and can we do that? And we want to do this, and they're like, nah, we're not. And then we're like, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. Sorry, we try to be nice, and then so with all the countries getting slapped around by one bully, don't you think? Well, all right, just think about it this: you got the one bully, which would be the U.S. Yay. Then they're smacking around all the kids in school, right? All the countries are all the kids in the classroom. So you got the one bully. If the one bully keeps smacking all these kids and all the kids get fed up, they're all going to start maybe working together, all the kids, so they can knock out the bully. Remember, power are in numbers. More people, the more power. So that being said, I believe all these other countries out here, especially the ones that are not really using their currency, are looking to knock out the bully. Okay? And the bigger player. So then everybody else can have a fair play. So, do I think the dollar's going to crash? I do think it's going to crash. I think there's going to be a war sometime, or an attack where we have to war. Now, if you see Katy Perry's music video, She's talking about. Let me see if I can even pull it up. She's talking about we ain't going nowhere, right? Uh, See, this is I hate doing lies because I'm not organized really. Just talking out my ass. Let's see, Katy. Let me see, Katy. All right, there's Katy. So, look at that. I'm gonna show you this song here. Hold on. See this? You see how she gets slammed by? Look at look at this again. July 11th. That's today. I didn't even notice that, July 11th. But I want to show you one part in here that had me bugging out, like scratching my head. There we go. This part right here. Come on, man. You have to bear with me, guys. Oh no, man. When you want to do something, it doesn't work. There we go. Did you see it? Come on. All right, this part here. You see that part? I don't know if I'm trying to get it clear. There's a bunch of women standing in front of Earls. They're pissing standing up. Like they're he-she's. You understand? Like they're he-she's. Like they're men about to go to war. Now, I watched this other video, which they were saying that Katy Perry plays that lady that has the bandana on and with the things on, saying that we can do it. The times where like the women are trying to become a little bit more feminine, like they're trying to say that, oh, us women, we don't need men, we don't need this, we don't need that, because they're trying to make the females more masculine and the males more feminine. Now, I don't know if they're trying to say like because you know they're talking about the draft and all this other shit. Now they're trying to draft women, I believe. Is she trying to say that there's going to be some type of war? I don't know. But then she gets slammed with something. And as you can see, they're on like building things, right? Like on beams and stuff like that. Like they're building. That kind of reminds me of the proton symbol right there. If you see that, that kind of reminds me of the proton symbol there. So, and then weirdly enough, a big ass anchor slams on top of her. That's called an anvil, I think. But if you mix the words around anvil, you get villain. So, is she the villain? I don't know. I don't know. Just weird shit. And then, you know, I've always been saying that it's about, they tell you to keep your eye on the prize. And the eye is the lens. And they're watching you all the time. Meet the fuckers. I'm watching you. If you watch some of these movies, you'll hear that phrase quite often. I'm watching you. Remember the show, Big Brother? Will they call the people that were watching you? Big Brother, right? Don't you see how all this is coming? Now, you remember Katy Perry? You remember Katy Perry. You remember that thing that happened to Katy Perry that it was like everybody was bugged out and talking about? You don't remember that? The glitch? Yeah, let's pull it up. Hold on, let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. 80s eye glitch. Let's pull it up. Let's play this real quick.
Don't worry, Katy Perry Perry isn't actually an extraterrestrial. The pop star is clearing up
What's
the
up with her eye?
conspiracy theories about her viral eye glitch after sparking concern and confusion during her recent concert. The singer
You remember that,
reveals
right?
her wonky eye was just a performance stunt.
You remember that, right?
Is clearing up the conspiracy theories about her viral eye glitch.
Remember that eye? Remember that?
Concern and confusion during her recent.
Okay. Why you think that? Okay. Either she's a fucking robot. Okay. She's a bot that they're talking about cyborgs. Or that was your fucking clue to tell you about the fucking eye. Excuse my language, but I'm just getting a little bit more passion right now. There's your clue talking about the eye. Where do you think the Super Bowl was? In Las Vegas. You don't remember what they were showing outside? You don't remember the hotels that they were showing outside of Vegas? The fears? You don't remember they were showing the fear? The big eyeball? Anyway. Keep your eye on the prize. Anybody else had anything else to say? I'm looking at Bearable Guy's riddles, the chronicle order, and the one he just posted on Christmas thing. I'm looking at Bearable Guy's riddle for this year. I'm wondering if the riddles are in chronicle order or not. They probably wouldn't be in order, just to throw you off, but it would be sweet if it was in order. An explosion in the sky. That's right, I had a little circle up there. Now, since you said that, the circle in the sky, right? And we're talking about events. Weirdly enough, they talk about, you know, the sneaker, Nike, Air Force Ones. Okay, so you know where I'm going with that. Weirdly enough, they're saying that the Nike Air Force One might go boom, and yeah, maybe flying around. So that Bearable Guy riddle, what you're saying that there's shows like some type of explosion in the sky, maybe JB, maybe. They're showing lots of car crashes on the news. Just saw 2 big crashes coming hard. Like I said, they're going to show you on the news. There's a lot of crashes, and I said before, they showed you the good one was the 18-wheeler going into the house. Now, again, you have to figure out, there are so many. If you go Google how many car crashes are in a year, you'll be mind blown. So my thing is, how does this car crash story, well, I should say, how does this car crash incident get to be put on the news? Like, what type of, I'm trying to think, like, what type of evidence or things collective that you need to have in an accident in order for you to make the news? So, like, for instance, the 18-wheeler went through a house. It didn't kill nobody, but on the 18-wheeler, it had a Porky Pig on it. To me, when I think of cartoons, I think of Porky Pig, and Porky Pig says, that's all, folks. Meaning that can be all for the dollar. That means it could be all, folks, for gold, like not being suppressed anymore, the price. So we're gonna see what happens. Let's see if anybody else is saying anything else here. Stellar, Ripple, and Proton will save the dollar. Yes, I believe that. I think those 3 are the super. I think those are the 3 keys, to be honest with you. I think those are the 3 keys. But then you got Hedera. Hedera is another sleeper I don't really speak about. And they use hashes, hash graph, if I'm not mistaken. I guess all the countries are waiting for the right time to boom the market. Yep. Smashed by iron, I guess, and iron and metal. Iron is metal. Smashed by an anchor. What up? 44 biz. Oh. No, Obama's birthday is on 8/4, I believe. 8/4. And we're trying to connect that to Trump Doodles. They were trying to say on, because we had that big eclipse thing, or was it the eclipse on 4/8? Yeah, I think it was the eclipse on 4/8. Lights out, right? Lights out on the eclipse. So supposedly on the reverse date, 8/4, Mr. Trump Doodles is supposedly gonna get his lights out. Will it happen? I guess we're gonna see. But the one guy that I was following that also said that 6/11, that Washington was something on the West Coast was going to happen over there. Nothing happened over there this year, which I found really weird because 6/11 happened on a Tuesday this year, and usually everything happens on a Tuesday. So unless maybe his prediction is not going to come true. But then they do say that Trump Doodle, that was his two predictions, that something West Coast on 6/11, and then on 8/4 Trump Doodles gets, supposedly. So we're gonna see. But the way things are acting right now, Joe Biden about to go down, Kay's about to take over, and Back to the Future too. Weirdly enough, when Biff and the gang, when they were chasing Marty on the hoverboards and they crashed into the courthouse, Marty had a paper, another newspaper on the front cover. When he looked at the front cover, on the side, they got a little different side articles. One of the side articles said, "The president says she is tired." So weirdly enough, we're around that time for Back to the Future 2, with all that futuristic shit flying around, this and that. We're going to see what comes about. So maybe Camila pops up, she takes the spot. Maybe that bearable guy Riddle has something to do with maybe Air Force One sneaker blowing up, and then maybe Kay will have to take over, obviously, right? Because she's the VP. And then in order for them to keep Trump Doodles out of the office, since they can't put cuffs on him, maybe the next thing is to take him out. Lights out. I'm just saying. Because it seems like nobody can stop this guy. This guy went from being president. Nobody really sees it like this, but he jumped into presidency. He was being attacked by pretty much all 3-letter agencies, being harassed by all of them, being shut down by all Hollywood, basically. They didn't want to really deal with him, and the news and media repetitively talking shit about him, trying to make him the worst looking person, racist, this and that in the world. With all those people on his back still fucking with him, he was still able to run the country, still tell the other world, you ain't fucking with us, and have our 401ks all popping. So you can say what you want about the Orange Man, but in my eyes, that motherfucker is one of the most powerful people in the political party, hands down. He's been trying to be impeached. They've been trying to take him out all types of ways with impeachments and all that, and they still can't touch this man. So it's just a wild movie that we're just watching. Let's read some of these comments, see if we can get into this, because I got to wrap it up here soon. Max Martin is behind all Musk, and who controls him? Do you think the Wallenberg family? I'm not too familiar with that family, so I gotta maybe do a little research. Maybe saying I'm the end, Metallica's booms. Oh, at the end of Katy? Maybe. Ericsson has an AI in the 70s maybe you know about. I didn't know. Are you talking about Ericsson the phone? Jonas? What is your opinion or your XPR price prediction for this cycle? I mean, for this year? I don't know. The way that they compress stuff and hold down prices, who knows? But I do expect some type of price pop. I don't know how much, but at the end of the day, I do expect either a 201 or a 500, either 200 or a 500 XPR coin. I'm not going to guarantee that. That's just what I feel that's going to happen. Good morning, the one. Tomorrow the movie Fly Me to the Moon comes out. They're letting us know. Yeah. And you know who's in that movie also? Fly to the Moon? We got that chick from Iron Man 2. Can't think of, oh man, I can't think of her name. The hot chick. The Russian chick. Something is coming. Am I living in a car? I might be by August. H-Bar. Don't sleep on H-Bar, people. Do not sleep on H-Bar. Go watch Back to the Future 2. Go look at the taxi cab. Go look at that taxi cab. That's all I'm going to say. I got videos on that shit too. H-Bar. Type it in. Go look at it. Do not sleep on H-Bar. Pig on truck might skyrocket. Maybe. I know, like chicken tenders and all that other shit they've been talking about, weirdly enough. And Back to the Future, they talk about, they call Marty chicken. Don't be a chicken. On The Voice, yeah, I think on The Voice, they had something with the lady about chicken tenders and shit like that. So who knows? Maybe that's the reference to bird flu, maybe. Because now they're talking about a bird flu coming to smack us and another pandemic. So I have no idea. I just feel like 2019, 2020 is kind of coming back to try to repeat itself. So for instance, in 2019-20, we had all these CEOs started to sell off their stocks. That's what we're seeing now. Go look at Jeff Bezos. Bezos is selling off millions and millions of fucking stocks of Amazon. He just sold 850 million stocks the other day. So you got CEOs still selling off stocks. Just recently, we just had a black gentleman get killed again from some hotel securities. It's almost like that same play with Floyd that they happened with the kneel. They kneeled on him and then he died. So I don't know exactly what happened, but I just know that a black gentleman, and I don't even know, it was in Milwaukee, was at some hotel. I don't know what happened. All it says is that he was leaned on and then he passed away. So it's like all these things that happened in 2020, it seems like it's happening now. We caught a disease in 2020, a virus in 2020, people selling off their stocks, a slight crash in the market, and the Floyd thing, right? That's all happening again. Now this year, 24, 4 years later, it's repeating itself. We got something similar to the Floyd incident, the dude in Milwaukee that got passed away. But that happened 4 months ago, so I find it weirdly enough that they're speaking about it now. What else? Bezos is selling off his stocks, and there's mentions of a bird flu popping up. All the same things that smacked us in 2020 look like they're all rising up again. So, and as you can see, we had like a slight market crash on the coins. All the coins fell hard. Everything is sitting hard. The only thing that's actually still up lingering is freaking BTC and Ethereum. Those are the only ones that kind of still held their value up there. So, let me go through these comments. Picking the truck. Trump supporting crypto and want Elon Musk as vice. What do you say to that? All I can say is we're going to see. Because I will say Trump is a little back and forth also. So, but he is a man, whatever he says, pretty much he does. He's not really one to say something just to get into an office and then leave, because he's got plenty of fucking money. He don't even need to be in that position or power. He can just go and enjoy his money and like he was before, you know? He's just causing himself more havoc and mayhem by being in the higher power seat. So, what does Trump look like? Jesus, Elvis' twin brother who allegedly died. Yeah, that's been said too. It could have been his twin brother. Who knows? Who knows? There's so many actors out here, you know? Like I said, how many times you see one of your favorite actors you watch on a movie die, and then he does another movie? So I'm saying, when people are like, you think, I'm like, but we watch movies and they look realistic, and those people actually look like they die and stuff like that. So we're living in a big-ass Hollywood movie. If you want to believe it or not, you're all a character. That's why they call you characters, because we're all part of one big-ass movie. So, yeah, I don't know. They do show that side profile of Elvis and Trump, very similar, very, very similar. So, price before regulations, yeah, that's what they always say. What do you think about XDC? Is XDC on web off? What do I think about XDC? Just visualize. I think XDC is going to be something big, and I think they're going to be one of the major parts in the stock exchange with finances. That's what I think they're going to try to do. Tokenize stocks and bonds and stuff like that. I think they'll work with Stellar. And then to move that stuff, I think XPR might be the ones to move all that stuff. But to tokenize it and break it all down, I believe XDC. Because I remember Marshall Hayner was wearing, he had like an avatar, and on his avatar, the avatar was wearing a pin, and the pin said XDC on it. So I feel strongly about XDC. Same family, Willenbergs have Eric. Yeah, the list goes very long with the people in power and banks. What do you think about GameStop? This is also in The Simpsons. Give your views, man. You never talk about this one. Have you missed it in The Simpsons? Which at the GameStop? You're talking about the GME? I don't know. Just because I'm confused with that one, I just leave it alone. So on GME, I'm not just going to touch it because I see other opportunities out there. So since I don't really understand it, I'm just going to leave it alone. Is that recently that it broke out in the Bay Area is the one? Hawk 2 Girl was a summer iceless full moon ritual about Philatio. Like all summer rituals are all Hawk 2s. Which is the same as metal pay and donuts. The world is a stage, Poppy. The world is a stage. Oh, that's another big date also. So, in the movie 2012, I think, right? They were talking about the winter iceless and Leave the World Behind. They were talking about the winter iceless. We have the summer iceless, which ends September 22nd. Now, 922 has been showing a lot. 94 has been showing a lot. 9/5 has been showing a lot. That's the last day of summer. So I expect if nothing happens in August, then the next biggest date around that time, I think, would be around that time, like the end of summer, to see what happens. Because remember, there's always a flip to things. If they're talking about the isolus of the winter, then most likely we need to be looking for the summer. That's just my perspective and how to look at things. That's why we need BSV and Moscow. Who? I'm not too sure what that is. BSV. Yeah, I think shout out to Crypto Rick. He was the one that I believe brought BSV to my attention. So he's doing a lot of work, Mr. Rick. He's doing a lot of work, a lot of digging, a lot of exploring. So if you want to get to the technical of things and bridging and this and that, I would say go to his channel and go look at what he's doing over there. So shout out to him. He's doing heavy work over there. And Starship also. Shout out to Mr. Starship. Shout out to the new Titan 888. I haven't seen anything lately on his videos. So shout out to all the influencers out here just doing their thing and just trying to keep everybody's vibes up and up to date on the information around us. What's my opinion on the Pulsary coin? I have no opinion on it. That's Crypto's Rick's subject. He states something about a connection with August 8th connecting to the Pulsara coin. So maybe he is right. Actually, damn, I was just watching something and they said something about Pulsar and it was around August. So maybe Rick is on the thing. Rick's been pretty hot with his information, so. All right, guys, that's really about it. Anybody else got anything to say? I guess Roy didn't make it to the show today, so we'll be looking for Roy. For everybody still watching, Roy was on here a few times, and he wanted to make a room, I guess on like a Discord room or something. So when he comes, I'll do another show tomorrow, and maybe he'll show up tomorrow, and he's going to create a room where we can all speak about the lobster wallet, assets, what people are getting, and stuff like that. So hopefully Roy pops up tomorrow. And that's about it. All right, so hopefully by tomorrow on Telegram. All right, yes, it was Telegram. So hopefully by, all right, I'll make sure that I come on here tomorrow. So if Roy doesn't make it, then we'll have Amin come and give us some information on where we can start sharing our ideas and information on this lobster wallet. Because the lobster wallet to me is like, that's like a lottery ticket to me. You're buying all these assets for super cheap, and it's just crazy. Check your IG notifications when you're done. My Twitter or my IG? Oh no, I always lived in New York. I lived in New York. I went on vacation. I met a chick. We exchanged numbers. We talked back and forth. Long story short, we wound up getting married, and then I flew out to England for a year to try it out. It didn't work out for me, and then I came back. England, I did like it. It's a much slower pace than New York. It's just that I had too many bills in New York, and there was no job for me in England to keep up with the bills that I had in New York. What part did I go to? Bristol. I stayed in Bristol. I like Bristol. It was actually pretty nice. Just very rainy and cloudy over there. I like the sun and I like to travel. So, but it was an experience for me for the whole year. No, not far from Wales. Not far from Wales. Not far from Wales. And you know what? When you go to England, you can definitely tell that America has shitty ass food and that all they do is just fatten up people, because I went to the park and the slide was probably as wide as my cell phone. The slide was as wide as my cell phone. And I was like, you know, I'm coming from New York and I'm seeing all heavy set people. And I'm like, who the hell is going to fit down this slide? And as I stood there for a couple of more weeks and weeks, I hardly see any fat people. So you can tell the food is corrupted in America just to get you fat and just look, America has the biggest obesity problem in the world. So, end the story. You're in the Newcastle, originally from Newport, Wales. Oh shit, all right. We weren't too far apart. Weren't too far apart. All right, now my battery's about to die and I got to pull in. So, I'll try and if you make it fucking diarrhea. Guys, thank you for 8A should be something, Vincent. 8A should be something. Like I said, week 31, week 32. Week 31, week 32. But I'm not even gonna say my three biggest dates, because you know what my dates are. 8-8, 8-9, all these dates. Anyway, thank you for liking, watching, subscribing. I'm out of here. Have a good day, people. Bully Bear loves you all. And I'm out of here.